So the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Agnipath Yojana is concerned for those youth, and he has taken a sensitive decision to increase the age limit from 21 years to 23 years by giving those 2-year concession in the first year itself. He also goes on to say that a large number of youth will be benefited by this decision, and through the Agnipath scheme they will move forward in the direction of service to the country and their bright future. For this, he says, I thank the Prime Minister himself. So once again, the Home Minister himself coming out and giving out that rectification, clarification, even as we have seen violence, protests and arsoning in various parts of the country, be it Bihar, be it Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, where these protesters have now gone on a rampage, and in several parts, be it Balia or in Bihar, we have seen how railway stations and trains have been targeted, much to the inconvenience as far as the commuters are concerned. And once again, we have seen it is a tough situation for the administration in concern on ground as well. In fact, we have multiple images, viewers, on our screen right now coming in from Begusarai, Samastipura. We have Lakhisarai, Ara, Buxar, Bettiah. These are all images coming in from Bihar, as well as later on even from Uttar Pradesh, which has been one of the worst affected states as far as the entire incident is concerned, where trains have been vandalized, railway stations have been vandalized and burnt down, much to the inconvenience of the commuters as well as the people on ground. It is a tough situation for the administration as well, who have been trying to in fact make these aspirants, these protesters, understand what the scheme is all about. But even before that could happen, since yesterday, it is day 2 of what we have been witnessing as far as the centre's efforts to dispel all kinds of rumours as well as myths about the entire scheme. But that is not helping out, but because the outrage still continues, and even the arsoning and the violence on the ground still continues as far as Bihar and Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Multiple images on your screens right now coming in of how even highways have been blocked in UP. We have images, multiple images back to back from railway stations, trains burnt down, even blocked, how tracks have been blocked by these protesters. In Uttar Pradesh, additional forces have also been deployed as far as the entire situation on ground is concerned now.
On your screens, multiple locations, but it's mainly one state. The state of Bihar that we are looking at on your screens right now, as we get your wide view. And this is Balia, this is in UP. We are getting other locations also in UP. In Banaras, we are told that that has now broken out. In Hyderabad, we are also told that pictures of protests that are coming in. And this is mainly of Bihar. On your screens that we are looking at these pictures from Samastipur, from Buxar, from Lakhisarai, from Ara. We are getting more pictures even from Lakminia that are coming in, as how mainly the railway tracks, the railway stations that have been targeted, the trains that have been blocked, and the passengers there have been waiting for multiple hours. 4 to 5 hours that they have been waiting, and see, these are even more. We have extended it. Muzaffarpur, in Ara, in Lakhisarai, in Bhojpur, in Bettiah, in Samastipur, in Begusarai, in Buxar. These are the locations, and this is mainly from the state of Bihar. We are getting you these pictures of protests early this morning. This is the second consecutive day that protests have broken out. Pan-India protests, we are told. We are getting pictures also from Haryana, from UP, from Hyderabad as well. But this is mainly Bihar. Now the outreach program, we heard it directly from the Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, even the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Union Minister Giriraj Singh, who hails from Bihar, and straight away saying that when it comes to the basic understanding of the scheme, the youth is lacking that. Let me straight away go across to Priyank right now. Priyank, multiple pictures, and they are all telling the same story, how stationary trains, coaches that have been set ablaze. This is in Ara, same story. Muzaffarpur, same story. In Bhojpur, railway tracks that have been blocked and protesters are out there on the streets.
Yeah, certainly. This is what we have been trying to highlight since morning, that these are kind of a targeted attempt to block the main route which lead towards the national capital. Is certainly something very serious in nature, which the agencies will also have to look into. Because the manner in which these targeted attempts have been made by these set of individuals who are calling themselves students is certainly not common. We know that there have been misinformation which has been spread across various institutes. And what sources have been telling me also, that is the role of various supporting institutes is also under the scanner for the Bihar police officials, because the mobilization of youth have also started from a few of the coaching institutes. Then we also know that there have been series of quite visible faces from various political parties who have muffled their faces, and they have come out as a part of protesting youth. Is something serious which needs looked into. But look at the manner in which this protest is happening. This is certainly, these are the Rogers. They don't deserve to be having any kind of given chances to appear in the forces, because forget about 4 years. The manner in which they are showing their indiscipline here on the railway tracks or on the streets, and doing arsonic, burning, and targeting government individuals. Several police officers were also hurt in Nevada, which is on the other side of Patna. Then we saw that how RPF personnel were also injured at the Ara railway station. And what had happened 15 to 20 kilometers from the main Ara junction is very serious in nature. So there has been something misinformation which has been spread, even if it's not I'm sorry, even if this is not misinformation for them, but the way they should have carried out their protest is certainly not, quite visibly seen on the ground. They have been becoming very violent, and they have been going into asking and targeting all those separate coaches which are, stationed. So that clearly shows the intent and intention of all these individuals, that their purpose is certainly not to give a message to the government of India. Their purpose is to create rioting, asking, and all that kind of hooliganism which they have learned over the period of the last few years.
Right, because the government there is also blaming squarely on the opposition, RJD, in the state of Bihar, because they are saying that this is the youth being provoked there deliberately. Let's play out pictures. This is from the Vaishali district. This is the police now swinging into action, because they have had it, and they have been for 2 consecutive days witnessing extensive damage of public property. Even the trains there that have been set ablaze, coaches that have been set ablaze, there are people out on the streets, stone pelting is happening, the car that has been stopped and vandalized, and this is the police now indulging and resorting to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. The police has been forced to use force against those very same people. Kirti Azadji is with us on the phone line. Kirti Azadji, who is fanning this hate, sir? Multiple pictures that are coming in from Bihar, sir.
You tell me, people have been looking for jobs for a very long time. If you look at the percentage, 49% below as far as jobs are concerned in the country. It's the worst situation as far as unemployment is concerned. And obviously, time has come. A person can only have patience till that long, till he can take it. But
no, but sir, does it justify violence? Does it justify violence? Damaging public property?
I do agree with you. But then when somebody becomes frustrated listening to all false, empty promises, then one doesn't know what to do. Obviously, a person is going to lose his mind once he's promised so many things for over the years and nothing happens.
But then why is it happening only in one state, sir? Why mainly pictures of protests are coming in from Bihar?
Well, if I knew why from there, I would tell you. It's happening because the situation is really bad. The double engine Sarkar has not been able to do what it was promised, what it had promised to do.
But the scheme has not even come into force yet. Why is that we are looking at, even before the scheme has started, such kind of protests and violence seems to be happening?
Because
is there lack of basic understanding?
Because this is all wrong policies of the central government.